With the popular HBO series Game of Thrones becoming one of the highest-rated TV shows, quite a few new actors have enjoyed a brilliant onset of their careers. One such actress in particular is Maisie Williams. Maisie is predominantly known for her portrayal of Arya Stark and is one of the most loved characters on the show. Although not a lot of people know that Maisie has had a poor relationship with her father, which took a serious toll on her mental health. Maisie Williams recently revealed the painful past she had with her father, what went wrong, and what did the poor little girl go through. Also, Maisie has a very strong character as a grown-up after all the healing. A lot of people are curious how she is so empathetic and pure-hearted even after all that had happened to her. Well, to find out these answers, we will have to get into the video, so let's jump right in. What happened to Maisie's childhood? Maisie battled against a troubled childhood that opened up about her family torment as well as a traumatic relationship with her father just recently. Her mother escaped the marriage when Maisie was only 4 months old. She had quite a lot of interactions with her dad until the age of 8. Ever since she can remember, Maisie has struggled with sleeping and didn't even realize the things that were wrong in her life. Looking around at other kids made her feel like they didn't understand her miseries. She didn't understand what joy was and always felt things very deeply in comparison to other children. Maisie had to overcome struggles with identity as well as anxiety and battle through mental health issues ever since she was a child. She then began meditation and therapy to get over everything. At one point, she started blaming herself for the heartbreaking situation, and the mistreatment led to years of misery. The traumas Maisie witnessed have caused a lot of hindrances in her daily life up to now. Sometimes she feels like stopping in a situation randomly and having anxiety attacks. And just like that, she doesn't feel like continuing with whatever she's doing. Maisie says that a sense of forthcoming doom always lingers upon her and never goes away. Being an introverted person, she likes being alone, but truly struggled as a kid and often thought of making that feeling go away so that everything feels okay. Is Maisie healed now? Yeah, she feels free now, and at different stages of life, she realizes that there's never an end destination for that freedom because it simply comes from within. The pain consumed a lot of her childhood. The past was what she identified as herself for a long time. When everything negative around her changed, she became a strong person who wouldn't let everything bad happen to her or even around her. In her opinion, people talk about rewiring the brain, but the brain is often going through a pattern that you are struggling with.
Like, it's huge, and really, like, we come in and we record our voice bits.
It could be either identical or other big questions that come up to mind. She thinks that everyone struggles with them, but there's a period of your childhood where certain situations can stunt your growth and who you are going to become. And that doesn't mean that you can't also become a peaceful, content, and more fulfilled person. The basic instinct is to do what brings you joy. Other related news. Is Maisie also a dancer by chance? Maisie started dancing way before she took up acting and also declared that dancing is her first love. She's impressively good at it too. Maisie Williams has been practicing her moves since a very young age and has also been performing in a variety of different styles from classical to jazz and street dancing. She particularly trained in ballet, commercial and technical jazz, and tap dancing. Although among all the different dance styles, her real passion appears to be hip-hop and freestyle dancing. Maisie also had the opportunity to demonstrate a video that shows her fellow students who are taking part in a dance mob.
I look like a lady. And then I just went and did this film, which is based on Mary Shelley's early life.
That video quickly went viral and introduced this side of the young actress to the public. She said that this skill of hers has helped greatly with some on-screen work, especially with handling swords. Is Maisie Williams disgusted by her graphic scenes? Believe it or not, one of the most recognizable members of one of the most graphic TV shows actually cannot handle watching any of the gruesome scenes aired. Well, she's only willing to participate in several scenes involving such acts because of her acting career. She couldn't watch them if they got played back to her. Maisie says that she would cover her eyes or might even leave the room. This goes for all the violence and gore scenes in any kind of show, not just in Game of Thrones. Maisie admitted to being uncomfortable with watching any kind of content like this in real life as well. Do you know that Maisie is a lot like her on-screen character, Arya? We all know the vigorous little self-willed girl in the show who's the daughter of Eddard Stark. From the very first episode, her character was introduced to to the audience as a rebellious and headstrong girl who had no intention of acting like a lady or being seen as one. She was always a bit rebellious, and being the closest to her half-brother, she gives off a tomboyish vibe. She always looks up to her father as a leader. Turns out that Maisie Williams isn't all that much different from her on-screen counterpart. She too has a mind of her own and despises being boxed into other people's expectations. Maisie sees herself as a quick thinker who's always spontaneous and believes that she shares this attribute with her Game of Thrones character.
Final days were really emotional, saying goodbye to all of the cast, because when I found out that Arya died in the second episode.
However, they may differ in a sense of style. Don't go anywhere because we're going to find out Maisie's secret to living an empathetic life despite being crushed by life's brutalities. How is Maisie a soft-hearted person despite going through the hardships of life? Maisie has seen a lot of ups and downs in her life, not just her father's traumatic experiences, but she's also been bullied a lot. This is one of the reasons why she is into activism. She believes that spreading kindness helps the world to be better, and even one individual has the capability of bringing change. In addition to this, Maisie is an enthusiastic advocate of women's rights. This is something that was encouraged by her mother's battle with breast cancer. Having a soft heart as a result of all of these endurances, Maisie has a close-knit Twitter group where she helps kids who are a target of cyberbullying. Maisie had dropped out of school at the age of 14. We're guessing you probably didn't see this one coming your way because neither did anyone else. It turns out that Maisie's career survived as opposed to her education. Being an actress, Maisie is being offered some pretty rare opportunities to travel the world and meet all sorts of different people, so her parents weren't going to stop her just because she could take her exams. Her wise mother and father believe that each individual has her path in life and that what works for some might not work for others, and that's a pretty solid decision on Maisie's part. What do you think Maisie's first role was supposed to be? Her first audition was for a role in Nanny McPhee in The Big Bang, but unfortunately, she did not land the part because of her looking too young at the time, although she did make it to the final two. She was quite disappointed at the time, but realized that she did well to get that far at such a young age. Did Maisie almost miss the big audition date just because of her love for animals? Maisie loves animals, and growing up, her family had 13 dogs. This is the reason why she has a special affiliation with dogs, and loves her own rescue dog, Sunny, which she got the Bristol Dogs and Cats home. In addition to dogs, Maisie loves pigs. Believe it or not, Maisie almost didn't attend the Game of Thrones audition because there was a class trip coming up to the local pig farm, but luckily her mom convinced her to go to the audition. That's cute. What was Maisie's objective for her audition? Maisie, being a little girl, had a firm objective for attending the audition. It was to finally be able to afford a new laptop. Her stepdad Gary said that they have enough money for a couple of laptops, but Maisie wanted to pay for it on her own because of her habit. She paid for her dancing lessons, her school trip, and all of those things that her mom could have paid for. She felt like she could finally help out with the family. What do you think about Maisie Williams? Do you like her qualities as a human being? Let us know in the comments.